Kris, Connor said the sense of urgency in the group has to go up, and also just said the puck play's been really bad. How do you help as that as a coach, and what do you say of those two comments from your captain?
Yeah, he's absolutely right. How to fix that. It's tough. A lot of puck plays, a lot on confidence. Certainly there's things that the coach can do to have a little more predictability in our game and how we're going to move the puck. And some nights you're not feeling it, but after a certain amount of time, it's a long stretch, then you have to change something. Last two games, the puck play has been horrendous and has given up a lot of chances. As for the urgency, that's one of two things. The players find it within themselves to play harder and find a way, or the coach just chooses the guys who are playing with that urgency and can dictate ice time.
First 2 minutes of the game, you allowed 3 goals in 37 seconds. What did you see in the start that was lacking that allowed it to be, such a dreadful start?
The first shift we had in the offensive zone, we had a couple of shot attempts and then just some mistakes. Lost coverage on the first one. They were set up behind the net. Their guy beats our guy up the ice, creates an odd man rush. I remember the third goal, just a high tip, not having coverage there. Obviously giving up 3 goals in the first 5 minutes is not, or 3 minutes is not, it's not good. We weren't ready.
Last game, it was, I think you maybe played about 20 minutes or so. Tonight, a night where I assume the team wants to do what they can for Jari on a night like tonight, and it was super flat. Like, how concerning is it to you that your team isn't able to find it, on a night like tonight where they probably should have been able to for a few reasons?
Yeah, very disappointing, especially for Jari. And, how many breakaways, 2-on-1s, grade A scoring chances. You look at the shots against, and it looks bad. That 6 goals on 20-some shots. But the type of chances that we gave up were not an easy night for our goaltender. And it kind of reminded me of the way we were playing at the beginning of the year. We would outshoot teams. We'd spend more time in the offensive zone. But the chances we were giving up were just pretty much inexcusable. So, I think this team is very confident that we'll be able to rebound after poor games. And the other night, we played 40 terrible minutes, and we're able to put in a strong third period. Wasn't enough to come from behind. And I think there was just an overconfidence that everything's going to be all right. We'll be able to get this one tonight.
Connor said, he didn't like either of his last 2 games, said he feels he needs to be better in those games too. He's obviously been so good on so many nights, but, what do you see from him the last few nights in his efforts to try and push it in the right direction, but it doesn't always go well even for him?
Yeah, I think he's been playing tremendously well for such a long stretch, and maybe these 2 last games have been off for his standards, and it's tough to bring it every single night. And I think just the fact of that he doesn't have to do it, it's not all on his shoulders. There are nights that he does carry us to a victory that is on his shoulders, absolutely, but it's pretty tough to be doing it every single night. And that's where our team needs to step up and not necessarily being scoring goals, but playing better team defense where we can win games 2-1 rather than having to score 4 or 5 to win.
You took some extra time. I believe it was their first goal with the timeout to look at the offside. How close was that? How did you ultimately weigh the decision not to challenge?
Oh, it was probably an 1/8 of an inch. I don't know. It might have been offside, but the frame that we had couldn't confirm that. It was just very, very close.
And how did you feel the team reacted? How shocking was it for those 3 goals? Were they able to get it? Was the bench okay? Were they back together right away, or how was it?
I don't think guys were down on each other or losing their composure. Obviously, the team morale was low and very discouraged. But, I thought we had a nice little start to the second period. We had a penalty kill. We get a shorthanded goal. Certainly was a lot of life on the bench then. And then that was short-lived with Pittsburgh answering very quickly.
Kris, when did you know that Leon would be available to play tonight, and what time did he get here into town?
Well, we knew he was flying out, about 6 o'clock this morning for us, and he landed about 3. Whether that flight was going to land on time, we didn't know that. And then on top of that, just the fact that he flew all day and then to play. And knowing Leon, the fact that he was going to be in the city, we're good under, if the plane would have made it, we thought that he would want to play. I don't know how everything that he's done and played through, we're expecting him to, but you never know because of the situation. So,
Thank you.